Time keeps slipping away. My mind keeps drifting away. Another day, another dollar in the land of the ballers. Gangbangers and scholars and Chevrolet Impalas. Make me wanna holler how they do my life. 20 years in the game and I still ain't right. But I still fight for the name, respect of the game, even though things still don't change. We just pray that they get better. Hope that we can make it through the pain, the rain, and the bad weather. G-Lew, I'm a true go-getter. Old school G with a new vendetta. Nike Cortez, LVs on my sweater. Maniac got the track sounding better than ever. Soul of the streets, that's the sound of the cheddar. Cause we cooking like crack and we sell it to whoever. Always been a clever one who stuck to the script. 30 days out the month, I was
bad. Hey, check this whole time. I didn't know I was not added to the screen, so you could not hear me. I've been talking, running my mouth the last 5 minutes, and you couldn't even hear me. So my bad. I see that Monica checked in too and checked out because they probably thought I wasn't here, but I am. My dumb ass just did not have my screen in. So I've been talking for the last few minutes and you didn't even hear me. But once again, let me say again, shout out to OG Steve. Thank you, bro, for that super chat. If you didn't hear me earlier, I'm sorry. My mic was off. And I was saying as well, thank you for everyone and all their support in the chat. I want to make sure you guys go follow all my moderators, all my supporters. Nate Love, my right hand on Odie's Rule Forever Sunday. Go follow her right now. She has a great channel where she has all the bomb playlists, all this stuff we play on Sundays. Nate Love has it right there on her channel. Follow DD Hairston 100, her channel. She's an author, publisher. She does books. She helps promote books and she helps publish books. So if you're a book writer, you want to write a book, go follow DD right now. She'll get you plugged in and hooked up. Also, like I was saying too, Monica just pulled up. We got a great show tonight. It's going to be all about Monica. She came to me with what she wanted to talk about tonight, and that's bring awareness to the orphanages that she supports. You know what I mean? So I think this will be a great topic and great episode. So it's not really about me and Big D tonight. It's about Monica, a.k.a. Love Grace, my sis right there. So I'm going to let her come on in and take on over right now because she is here. So give me 1 second. Let me get some things situated right here. Okay, what up everyone? That's me. You don't want to see me though, but check it out. I got my sis. She is here. So I'm gonna bring her on in because she is here. Monica, what up, Monica?
Hi.
Hold on. Let me fix something, Monica. Okay, there we go. We're good to go. What's up, Monica?
Hi, brother. Hi, G-Lew. How you doing? How's everybody out there doing? Just wanted to, just say hi to everybody. And I just want to start off with saying thank you, everybody, for being here, and thank you for the support and the love in the chat, and for all the love and support from all those that are on the channel. And I just want to say thank you, G-Lew, my brother, for allowing me to come on here. It's pretty much just to share my heart, in regards to where the Lord's leading me and in communities and stuff. And I love the platform because it's really positive. We always come on here. We talk about community. We talk about love. We talk about hope. We talk about positivity. We talk about unity. We talk about, and everybody's opinions. There's no, besides there, it's a good algorithm, here. And so I'm kind of like, my heart is so open right now and so wide because we have a lot. I know we talk about our communities and how we're here to support our communities, and we're here to support, our brothers and our sisters and those that are, in our families and our churches, our communities, supporting one another with our entrepreneurship, the creativity that we come up with. And, we have a lot of support, and that's why I'm here, is because I wanted to talk about an orphanage that I've been talking. And let me just kind of back up. Let me tell you how, hi Nayla. Let me tell you how it all started. Social media, we have a lot of things that float around on social media and everything. And, and I seen this one post of a young little girl, and she was ministering a segment. And so I started posting her up there, and then I wasn't sure who she was, or, cause we get a lot of TikToks, and we get a lot of hi Jojo. We get a lot of TikToks. We get a lot of different things that flow through social media. There's so many things that flow through social media. But before this happened, I want to give a background about when I was young, when I was growing up. I've always had a heart for children. That's something that God had put in my heart. You know, it's a passion of mine. It's a compassion of mine that I've always had as a young child. Because I don't know if you guys remember when we used to see those like Ethiopia. Remember back in the day when we used to see those shows or those commercials of how they were hungry, and you know, and I don't know if everybody knows me on this platform, but a lot of you know that I grew up, you know, in the projects, and I grew up, I didn't have everything, you know, I had one parent home, and you know, there was a struggle there. So to see them struggling, it really touched my heart, because I can understand, you know, I can understand the struggle, I can understand the need, I can understand what it was like to be hungry, I can understand all this stuff. So that's initially where it all started. I didn't know that, you know, 20, 30 years later that I'd be doing this. And you know, if you know God, like, I mean, I don't know God like perfectly, but I mean, honestly, when we think, like, you know, we have goals and we have dreams. A goal is for something to help yourself. A dream is to help the community and everybody else. And I remember people used to say, oh, you're going to reach the nations. You're going to, you know, you're going to be a voice in the world. And back then we didn't have social media. So for me to think that, I was like, it's impossible. Right. I'm one person. Like, how can I reach a community? And I always wanted to go to Africa. Right. Ever since I was little. I said, one day I'm going to go to Africa and I'm going to help the kids, you know, and it's been there. Like, it's a seed that God had put in my heart. And now I'm at this point where I don't understand how I got here. I just know that I've been obedient to God, and I just want to bring awareness, because, you know, we get so caught up in our own problems, in our own situations, and they matter. I'm not trying to take away from them being important to us, you know, because we all have struggles. You know, we all have struggles, we all deal with things. But one day I was going through something, and it's a self-reflection. I was going through something, and the Lord brought this little girl, and that's how I got in contact with this orphanage that I'm going to speak about, and that's why I'm here. And it's an orphanage in Uganda, and there's a story behind that. But before I get started, I just want to say a little prayer really quick, if that's okay, G-Lew.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Okay, so Lord, we just thank you right now for this time. And Lord, I thank you, Lord, that I'm a voice for the children, because they don't have a voice, Father God. And Lord, I just thank you right now, even the people that are on the platform, Lord, that they will open up their heart, because it's not about money. This is not about money. I'm not here to you know, try to get money from anybody, but I just want others to understand that there is a need greater than ourselves. And I just thank you right now, Lord. Just touch everyone that's on this platform, even the children. They're sleeping right now. They couldn't be on here. I did want them to be on here, but the timing is off. So Lord, I just thank you that you just touch them as they sleep, Lord, and touch everybody in this platform. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
So, you know, I'm just doing what God called me to do, you know, and it's not easy sometimes, because, you know, you get a lot of, and if anybody knows that, G-Lew and my husband, you get a lot of backlash, and you get a lot of people who don't have doubt, or they don't believe, or they think you want something from them, or, you know what I'm saying? And all that. And that's okay. You know, that's okay. I accept the challenge. And so I want to talk about the orphanage. It's not going to be a long segment today, but I just wanted to let you know where I'm coming from in my heart, you know. And so
we had some pictures and videos we could have posted, like,
but that's okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hold on. Maybe I have something right here. I'll show you. It's I'll put it up to the thing. Let's see. But hold on. I actually have, I don't know if you guys are able to hear it, but Here. So this, let's see if you guys could hear this, okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
mom. Thank you. I don't know how can I say this, but we love you so much, and we appreciate for everything, for the support, and for love, for the love. I'm, I can't even know how to say this, but the children, they'll be so happy to see you, and all and and all what you will be getting for them. Yeah. Thank you so much, sister.
So that's,
Amen.
yeah, so that he's my brother in the Lord, and I met him in September of last year, and I've been going back and forth ministering to him, and the children have been praying for me when I go through things, and just having a community. And he's never once asked me for anything. And that's how I know it's genuine. And so we began to communicate with one another. And I know a long time ago, people would pray over me and they'd say, "Oh, you're going to have orphanages, you're going to have home for kids." And at that time, I couldn't see it because, you got to understand one thing: what we want and what we think is way minor than what God has for us.
Mm.
And God, don't limit God. He is He will do more for you than you could ever do for yourself. And I didn't understand. And people would tell me these things, and because at the time my mind wasn't, I was limiting, I had a limited mindset. And so when this happened, and the communication came, and then now I started to understand. And then at that point I said, "Hey, you know what? Whatever you want to do, Lord. I'm not
How,
gonna get in the middle."
let me ask you something, Monica. When you set out on your journey, obviously when you got into church, became saved, and know that you wanted to help people, how did you know, like, or what led you? Obviously the spirit led you, but what led you to want to say, okay, I want to help kids, like you say, in Africa, or kids less unfortunate, opposed to, because you may, like you said, you have the people who say things and doubters and say, well, okay, well, why aren't you helping the people right here or over here, or in your neighborhood or in the projects or whatever. What led you to say, I want to help these kids or people way less fortunate, like that, opposed to just, that's what people will say.
Because in America, we're blessed. We're so blessed compared to other countries, other foreign countries. We don't
That's a fact.
understand the capacity of how much we're so blessed here.
That's a fact. Because
You
even
know,
our
the,
poverty ain't their poverty.
yeah,
Our poverty ain't their
our
poverty.
poverty compared to their poverty is there's no comparison.
Right.
Different rules, different regulations. And it was funny because I tried to get him to come on here and bring the kids on here, but the time frame was different. And he sent me a video, and okay, so I don't like to gloat about what I do, but like I send them a love offering for the kids because it's Easter this week
Right.
and they don't have nothing.
Right.
And so I send them something, and he said,
It's okay.
he sent me a video of him walking in the rain, and it's 3 o'clock in the morning right now. And he thought he missed the segment. He's like, I'm so sorry, I missed it. And I said, no, it's okay. I go, it's okay. Let God be God. God will we plant the seed, and God will somebody will water it, and then God brings the increase. And right now I'm just being obedient. I don't even know what I'm doing. But I know one thing is that I know love, and I know compassion, because God has been nothing but loving and compassionate to me.
Right.
So, and he was like, he said he was so nervous that he missed it. And he's like, because to them, him missing something like this is a meal. It's a life or death situation. It's not just, oh, we missed a podcast. We have podcasts every day. you know, and it's nothing to us because we have it every day. You know, them, it's like, oh my God, like he's like because he's not thinking of only himself, he's thinking about 25 other children that are gonna miss a meal, you know. And so he called me and it's dark and I could, because we FaceTime, and I could see him. He's like, mom, he's all, I'm walking to get the money and for the kids that you sent, thank you for your gift and all, you know. He's telling me, and then he's like, I'm in the rain and it's cold and it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, it's okay, you don't have to come on, let the kids sleep tomorrow, get some rest. Tomorrow you have to wake up, you have to take care of the kids, you know. So this right here, let God be God, and I'll do my best to be a voice for you guys, you know, and we'll go from there, you know. Because I don't trust, I don't depend on man. I
Right.
depend fully and totally on God. So it's not about what I could get right now, it's about what I'm willing to give and to show others they can give and come outside of themselves as well and be a blessing to someone else. And especially if you are having a hard time,
I
especially
see.
if you are struggling, you can get, when you do that, you help yourself,
Right.
you know.
Right. Let me bring in another special guest, which is your better half. So I'm sure he can
Yeah, I need him.
chime in.
I need my
You
other
know what I
half.
mean? So let me bring in my partner on this show, Big D, keeping it real. Good evening, sir.
What up, people? How's everybody doing this Monday? What up? What up? Hold on, hold on.
Thank you, Didi. Yeah, you
Yeah,
probably do, but yeah, sorry guys,
it's okay.
this has took me for, I mean, everything that's happening, it's blowing my mind, you know. So I'm kind of, it's all kind of new to me, you know, like what I'm doing what. And so, you know, he dedicated the orphanage to me. He's like, this
Wow.
is your orphanage, God gave it to you, it's yours, with us together. And I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? Because I would always ask God, like, how am I gonna do that? It's already, see, but see, when you're with God, he does it, it's just, he's so grand, you know, like. And so I don't have my daughter anymore. Like, I have my daughter memory, but I don't have any little kids. And I've
Right.
always wanted to adopt kids, and I always wanted kids running around in my house and doing arts and crafts, and you know, I love doing all that stuff. And all of a sudden I have 25 kids, and I'm like, I'm like,
Wow.
oh, this is so beautiful, you know. I
All
have
right,
my
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, that's better right there. You're good, Big D.
All right, all right.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. What's up, everybody? You know who it is, the man of the hour, man. Just appreciate
Right
everybody for
out
tapping in
of
this Monday. Thank you, guys. Make sure you guys like, subscribe. I am your co-host, Big D, and let's keep it real. I just wanted to say, you know, this journey was pretty crazy because even me myself, you know, how you said that comment, Pops, was about like, hey, well, what makes you want to help the people from other nations instead of trying to help your people locally? And that was the first thing that I asked her too. And then
Oh,
after
you
it
good?
came to my mind was that unfortunately, even though the United States is we're going through a rough economy and so forth, you know, where the gas prices and everything, you know, we're in the merge of, you know, another freaking what would you call that? A depression or recession, whatever the situation is. But still, in this country, we are locally blessed, and you know, we have a lot of options where people a lot of times choose, you know, necessarily not necessarily to be out there, but through all the, you know, people psychologically and you know, are having issues with their mental, you know, mentalism and so forth. It's still people in this nation still have the privilege and the honor where they could seek help. And even though we don't sometimes understand what help is over there in different countries, these kids are put in that situation or in a certain scenario where they can't get that mental stability. I mean, I can imagine all these other nations besides the United States if they would go out there and have counselors or people checking on them, trying to give them housing and supply them with all kinds of food and resources. We're right here in where America, we have that. So in other countries, you got to understand, like, you know, these are poor nations, you know, not poor as in spirit, but poor as in, you know, economically, where they're not economic stability. So we do have a privilege, regardless if we're in a recession, depression, or whatever. There's still money that's being made in America compared to these other nations where it's stagnant, you know. And so, you know, I asked Monica that, and like I said, I saw the vision. How she said was that these other countries, you know, have a lower poverty. I mean, a higher poverty because of their, you know, their economics and so forth. But anyways, like I said, one day Monica was on. I heard a bunch of kids because we do browse through social media. You know, especially women. You know, they go out there and they browse all night, TikToking and so forth. And I'm just playing. And she came across these children, right? And you know, she showed me, and I go, "Oh, you know, these kids are cute." And we start talking about it, praying for them, and just talking about the people who have the less fortunate. So without even me knowing, you know, I don't know, Monica established a relationship with this gentleman that's, you know, like Monica said. And, you know, my first thing was like, hey, you know, you got to make sure like you do your homework on certain people because there's a lot of scammers out there too, you know. So I'm saying, so like she mentioned, this gentleman has never asked her for any kind of money or so forth, or, you know, this and that. What he says, usually when he comes up, he has a organization, right, Moni?
Yes.
And he has people donating them to him already. But when he gets to his donations, he publicizes it. He puts it on, you know, pictures and or video, and letting people know like, hey, you know, thank God to this person or for this show, or you know, fortune, I'm blessed because of this organization. So he puts it out there, you know, because a lot of the times we want to see where our money's going to. And that's how Monica has found this gentleman. And you know, she has a sincere passion trying to hopefully one day, like I said, we're trying to get him on here so you know we can expand not only ourselves but you know everybody on this channel and the show, and you know all, and try to get participants who hopefully, you know, we can have another live pretty soon and have him on here. And he can introduce us to his foundation and and the children that he takes care of. So you know that's where we're at right now. And you know, I'm supporting my wife. And I just tell her continuously do her homework, and so we could properly, you know, introduce this man and his organization that's taking care of children on the other side of the world. Hello, can
Yes.
you hear me?
Here. Yes. Thank you. That was beautiful. I'm not a. That was perfect. That was perfect. That's pretty much like what I really wanted to share. And you know, I wanted to just kind of read. I want to give you like a little history of him. Let me read this to you guys really quick. So he sent me because I kind of asked him. Yes, Denise. Yes, he's
Because you
legit.
know people are gonna be worried, Monica. Like, are you
It's
know how that?
okay. It's okay. I'm not like I said, I'm not here to, you know, I've already sent him some. So I have proof of that. And you know, I mean I'm just trying to bring awareness.
Right,
It's
right.
not
So all
necessarily
that
gonna,
matters with you and the Lord. You know what you're doing, but you know people are gonna ask and be worried. Just
yeah.
that's just what they're gonna do. You know, and just worried for you and making sure everything is good. So I'm sure that's all it is.
Yeah, and you know, I got Big D. He has my back.
Right, right,
So that's why, you know, that's what a marriage is for. He's my protector, you
right.
know, and he's going to come and he's going to say, hey, no, I don't think that's cool, or like, no, this or no, that, you know, and so, and that's okay too, you know what I'm saying? And so just a little background of his name is John, you know, he works, he has a job. It's not like he's asking for things. It's just that he does work, but he doesn't make enough because of
The
the
economy,
economy
their economy is way different from over there, so there's a
doesn't
different preference, you know.
support all the 25 children. So they
Right.
eat one meal a day. They don't get to have supper. They get one meal because that's all he could afford. And I called him today and because he couldn't really be on. And I asked him, I said, can you give me more of like a history of, you know, what it is that, you know, how did it come about, or, you know, where the kids, where they come from and stuff like that. So he said, wow, I'm just going to read this to you. He sent it to me today. And he said, so this is pretty much like what I'm doing. You know, it's just, we just want genuine people. That's all it is. If you have a love for children, you know, and you're genuine and you're willing to help and you can help, that would be a blessing. So it says, "Wow, Mom, I started looking and taking care of 25 children now, orphanage children. Because the same path with me, I grew up as an orphan. I want to give them hope and mostly to remember that God loves them and they have value to this world because many of orphans here die at an early age because of the difficult situation they pass through. I'm helping them with food, shelter, and a place they call home. But I find many difficulties because I'm alone and my job doesn't pay me a lot or enough to feed them all as well. We're having problems in food. We eat poor supplement food. We eat once a day because we can't afford supper. But I've put my trust in God and as as all are still struggling, as we all are still struggling to overcome this bad situation. I'm here looking for genuine people to help me with food and clean water. That's all. And so that's amazing, and as I was looking it up, it's essential, it's essential because every child matters. We have children of our own, and it's essential to care for children,
Right.
and so it's to me, I mean, speaking for myself, the priority remains evident. It's evident and it is a priority, whether we want to accept that or not. They're children, and so and I believe, God says he's a loving father to all children who has been orphaned. He says he's a father to the fatherless. He says, help the widow, help those that can help, like people like how we do in our community, how we do outreaches and we do car washes, and it's the same, it's the same thing except for their children, and in Psalm 68:5 it talks about father to the fatherless and a protector. They have no one to protect them, and to us, what for me, like if I give $20, $30, that might not even bother me, but to them, it's a golden opportunity.
Right.
They get to have a meal, they get to eat, and sometimes we're so into our own world and our own things that we forget, that there's a greater purpose for our lives out there.
Right, right.
That's yeah,
And
that's
giving it is the best thing you can do for oneself to help you get blessings. The best thing you can do is give. However you give, it don't got to be whatever be money, helping someone,
exactly
whatever the case may be. When you give, you get 10 times fold. That's the biggest. Like, I don't know if it's a misconception, but it's the truth. Like, even when they used to say tithe or whatever in church, you don't want to give up that money, and you think you're giving to the wrong person, but it comes back. When you give, it comes back. That's real. That's real. I've witnessed that. You know what I mean? It comes back when you give, however you give. You know what I
yeah, you
mean?
gotta be. Yeah, we're true believers in that too. I think, and that's why it's the authenticity that I think Monica's heart and her direction is going. Because, like you said, I mean, how many times do we give to our local homeless people? We can give in a lot, whether it's $2, $5, $6. I think her vision, or and the path and the journey is a little milestone, a little longer than most people would take that challenge. She's ready as we contribute and try to do the local and the simple right here. Her milestone in her heart is taking her beyond, and that's where, like, that's where the understanding that I've gotten from her, just this journey where people kind of, sometimes we're limited and our thoughts are limited, but when there's a golden opportunity, like you said, to help people across the world. I mean, we got passports, man. You just never know how much more the door can open. You learn about this organization, you give, next, in 6 months, and now, we could all be over there in Uganda, what I mean, meeting these people and so forth, extending that vision, not just being limited to giving people in your local community, but also extending it across the world. I mean, I think that's what this show and my platform is all about. We're not just trying to stay here locally. We're trying to go out there, and reach out and teach and preach, the moment, and what we can give back, because as much as we have given, like you said, we have been blessed, and we have to grow with, what's out there, what the platform's ready to give at the same time.
Hey, let me ask you this, Monica. Both you guys. Well, I know Big D, you've already traveled across the world, right? But it is that one of your goals, Monica and Big D,
Well,
like you guys to reach, like to go around the world and give and be a blessing to people?
Yeah, and see, so and one thing I want to share, okay, when God calls you, he provides the provision. He's not going to call you to something and not make a way. That's not God. So the provision is coming, and I will be in Uganda because
Okay.
when God mandates your life, all you can do is be obedient because it's no longer you who live, it's him who lives in you, through you.
Hold
Your
on, babe. Hold on. Let me say something. I don't
That's
mean to
fine.
interrupt.
Yeah,
I don't mean to interrupt you, but
go ahead,
I
bro.
think this should be plural. You should use "we will be in Uganda." Okay.
That's what I
well,
asked
there
both
is
of you guys. Is that the goal?
a
You guys, Big D came on the camera and to speak, and he left. Oh my. Okay, Big D.
hey, come
Oh,
on.
oh, Big D.
So,
Hold on, hold up.
My name is Demon from Quite Village Pee Wee Locals. Blessed to be in
That's
here.
Big Demon right there.
Órale, órale.
Serio. All right. Oh,
Serio.
boy. Okay, go ahead, Monica.
no, you go. I mean,
Put this-
what's your take on orphans, G-Lew? Like, how
me-
have you
What's my?
ever?
I mean, my take is that like I've never thought about it deep enough, but when I hear stories, like I've heard different stories about kids in orphanages and kids that that have no family that are in those homes that are waiting to be adopted, and that's just their only wish for someone to adopt them, and because they have no family. So I know it's a lot of kids out there that need this type of help. You know what I mean?
Come
So
on.
for you to
What is the
I
definition?
guess
Can
we
you look
need
it
more
up?
people to do that
Orphanage.
because not everyone can do that, Monica, and would want to do that. You know what I mean?
It's true. It's true. And and it's okay. It's not for everybody. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay because you got to remember we're a body. So some people are the feet, some people are the hands, some people are, you know what I'm saying? Some people, and we all have a different function and role to play, and not everybody's going to want and have passion for the same thing. You
Right,
know what
right,
I'm saying? But all I'm asking is that God will bring the right people who are genuine and want to be a part, and that's why I'm here because all I'm doing is planting the seed because I'm one person. And when God blesses someone, he uses people, right? We're his hands, we're his feet, we're his voice. So if I don't say anything, if I don't get it out there, if I don't try to be a voice for these children, and whether whether you're on board, whether you believe, whether you doubt, whether you want to, you don't, that's not I'm not worried about none of that.
right,
That's between you and God. That's your that's your prerogative. You know
right,
what I'm saying? I stay in my lane.
right.
I'm gonna stay in my lane. I'm not here to tell you what you need to do, or I'm not here to make you, feel bad or sorry because we don't want pity. We want love. We want genuineness. So if you're genuine and you're willing to donate or participate, just inbox me. I have a Cash App. It's Easter this Sunday. These kids want Easter, but they're not going to have an Easter.
Yeah, we got to put all your info in the thing right there. What do you want us to put the IG or your Cash App or all?
There's a Cash App. I send one. I can just send mine, and I can
Yeah,
even
you
show
can put it
proof.
in there. Yeah, put it in
I
the
can
comment,
show
and then
proof.
I'll pin it. Put it right there, and then I'll pin it on the top. So
Okay.
I'll pin it. You know what I mean?
So how do you do that?
No, you just put it in the comment. Put your info right there. Make a
Oh,
comment, and then I will pin it.
okay. Okay. Let me do that.
Yeah.
So if anybody's willing, and you have it in your, I don't care, $1, $2, $5, because $3 for one child is a meal. So I mean, that's not a lot for me. I mean, I don't know everybody else's situation, but
Right. Yep. Yeah.
a meal to eat for Easter, a Easter egg, something. I don't know. Whatever God leads your heart. If you don't, that's cool. I love you anyway. Like I'm not. I didn't come on here for that. I came on here to express the need, for them as children. It's like just think about it if it were your child, and they were hungry and they needed, that's all. It's nothing,
Right. Right.
So let me get my Cash App, and then you guys can, if you want to donate, that's fine. If not, that's okay too.
What are you guys doing for Sunday? Easter Sunday this Sunday. What do you guys?
Yeah.
You guys doing something.
We're always up to no good. You know what I'm saying?
You said what?
I said we're always up to no good. What's up, chat? How's everybody doing today? What's up? I see. What's up? I see you guys. I see you, Denise. I see you, DD. E-Visions. What's happening? I mean, I think the whole also there's a purpose to what's taking place. Like I said, you got to understand, man. Like I said, this guy has a social media platform. I don't know if Monica wants to put it out and show some pictures and so forth, but it's an everyday thing, man. Taking care of kids and to be taking care of like 25 of them. I had to look at what an orphan was, to tell you the truth, man. And it's common sense. It's children that don't have parents, and I was half orphanage, to tell you the truth. My dad died young, so without a family and all that, I just had my mother and the family. So we got to look at each other, just to know, as young kids, man, us being without any kind of protection or solidarity, any kind of building and protection around us. It's unfortunate, man, with these kids, they go through, young boys and young girls across, not even just Uganda and Africa, but across the world.
Across the world.
And,
it's
it's just,
world.
Yeah,
we really are blessed here in America. Like, it's a lot of
even when the economy is down, man, we're still blessed. You know what I'm saying? Because still the dollar value over there has a higher value than it does, in other parts of the world, man. So, like I said, $5 is like, who knows, probably like $8 over there, to them. So, it's just a gain. And like I said, little parts of me that I traveled and been across the world, there's ghettos everywhere you go, and there's people that are begging. People
are is a ghetto. The world is
a ghetto, man, literally, man. So, what War is saying is the true, what's taking place across this place. But there's also rich people too, and then not only rich with money, but rich at heart. So you gotta, finding people like, pretty much what my wife is doing is very unique. She's taking this on by faith, and the little challenges that come across, and she's willing to throw her whole marbles into it, without even knowing what she's getting into, like she says. And it's all about action, right? That's how you develop your faith, man. Faith without works is dead. So like me and her, like she says, like, oh, when one day we want to go to Africa, to Uganda, and we've been looking it up, to tell you the truth. It's the plane tickets are still a little bit they're a little pricey. It's a little bit less than $1,000, but everything else is pretty cheap, and that's
I mean, I don't know that. I mean, it don't sound too bad to go to. I mean, that's like,
that's true, and let's pray that right, and let's pray that that this organization it's a fully standard organization, and that imagine how you could build relationships. That's what this whole thing, what my wife's trying to conduct and try to just open people's eyes. Like, hey, imagine what we could do.
Being a pastor one day, Monica.
Pastor M.
I know. Well, it's more like okay. So the Spirit of God is all
happening there, Denise. Monica.
Oh, okay. So I sent it to DD. I told her if she could help me.
Okay. But
yeah, if DD has a Cash App, or one of you guys have a Cash App, send it to you guys.
Comes in, you guys.
Oh, you don't have the cat. You don't have your own. Oh, I want to.
Yeah, I do have my own.
Okay, put it in the comments.
Okay.
All you gotta do is $, whatever it is.
I have it. It's this. I don't know how to do it.
Type it in.
Just type it in. It's got to be $, whatever your
Grace. It's $. Okay, it's $. I'll do it right here. It's $, Love Grace 2023.
All one word.
Yeah, all one word. I'll do it right now. Hold on.
Southtown, what up, homie? Yeah. And then I'll pin it in the comments so that everyone can see it.
I'll do it right now. Okay.
And that's how it says, it starts by little things, taking faith in action. And let's just say, God forbid, these people go and they gap for our money and stuff like that. It's still the intent and the heart that we have. I'm saying, not to say that's how it's going to work, because I already told my wife, hey, how it is and so forth. And
but that don't even matter. That's what I said earlier. When you give, when you honestly give from the heart. Now, when you just give because you think it's some what they want, but if you honestly give from the heart, whatever they do with it, we learned that with homeless people. We don't know what they do with that money.
Exactly.
Homeless. You know what I mean? But we give
exactly.
So God sees the heart, and you're gonna be blessed the same way.
Right, right. But yeah, so she, like I said, she came across this. Um, she showed me the pictures yesterday. Usually, when this gentleman or in his organization, when they get, blessed or whatever that they're, receiving, they usually come out and he'll send an IG. I think it's also that hopefully Monica could give his IG out, and so they could see, what this, how she got involved and what this individual was and what his foundation is about. So I looked at it too. I did my homework. I was just like, okay, because actually Monica tried to send him money, but she didn't answer one of the questions right, because they're very protective, I guess, when you send money across overseas. And the money that she was going to send got rejected because she didn't answer a certain amount right. So there's always challenges and loopholes, about giving. Giving, a lot of times people have a hard time of giving, but then there's some people that have a genuine, like you said, time of giving. They're not really hard to give. You ask, if they see a need, they'll do it. So it's just like, I love how you said it. You see a homeless man, you give him $5 and you don't know what he's going to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Back then, you could be getting a nickel bag that quick. And we just pray and hope that, when we do give, it's genuine, that God sees the action.
Right. That's all that matters.
I put it on there, brother.
I got it. I already pinned it. I got it. And let me see.
Cash App, and I have a Venmo too. I don't know if people want.
Yeah, someone asked for some people don't like Cash App. I heard that a lot. I've been hearing that a lot. Like maybe like Venmo or
I have Venmo.
Zelle. I don't know.
And we have Zelle too. So whatever. And then I'll give you a report and show you guys.
That's it right there, the Cash App, y'all. Do it if you feel you do it. Don't go out there for the pressure, but if you feel to do it from your heart, just do whatever. You know what I mean? Everything counts. You know what I mean?
Right. And like I said, we're going to have this. Monica was talking to him the other day, and, it was live. So he was showing this kids. I seen it. So I was just like, oh, wow. Okay. So, like right now she's looking for it. She'll display a video or his organization, like I said, that he's involved in, and you can see the pictures and, his daily routine that he goes through, man. And you got to understand, this man is working, from my understanding, and over there it's just like any other, country that's, poor and poverty and so forth. Their economy is not that booming. So it's like Mexico, they only get by pesos or whatever their currency is, Then he has to come back and feed 25 heads. And I'm just like, wow, that was crazy. But, during the, one thing about this place like this, like Monica said, he's never asked for money and so forth. But looking at his videos, he's always happy, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's always these poor people that are happy. They have a different mindset, and then even the homeless in the States right here, because, the homeless in the States right here, they're pretty selective and grouchy too. You try to give them $1, they want $1.50. Over there, you go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, wow, they have like really humble, their spirit is just so genuine. And when you could tell them no 1,000 times and they still love you, man. They'll still tell you they love you. They'll still tell you thank you. They'll still tell you God bless you. And it's like, no matter how much persecution and rejection and unfinances that they don't have, they still have a happy soul. So it just trips me out sometimes, man.
Hey, now the crazy thing, you said that, right? Just piggyback on what you said about the people, like you said, who are less fortunate or you think than you or whatever. They're always more spirit, like they're more happier than you. You know what I mean? Like even
Right.
like that's crazy. You said it. I get calls from homies. Whenever I get calls from homies locked up, you know what I mean? I'm talking like, oh, man, I got this going there. Man, their spirit is more better than mine. And that's because they're humble. You know what I mean?
Right.
When you're humbled, I guess it's different. You know what I mean? When I'm like, man, they're more happier than me and I'm out here. You know what I mean?
Right. Free. They're behind bars, locked up in the flesh, but free in mind, free in spirit. And that's what it's all. When you have a free mind and a free spirit, you're willing to do anything and everything, man. You'll go across nations, you'll go to places where it's dangerous. You'll take on those challenges and be trying to open those doors. You know what I mean? For your spiritual realm and your continuity and your relationship with your high God or with so forth, man. And it's not to go, and to, so much be boasting about it, because the challenges are endeavored, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine, like I said, just for one day, I'm looking at, man, if we go to Uganda one day, you know, we have a place to stay, we have our own personal tours, you know, we get accustomed to the culture, and you know, it's about building relationships when you take these kind of challenges and trying to help people, because you know, it's like you said, when we're helping people, God sees the giving heart, you know, the giving heart. And you know, it doesn't matter how the money's spent and this and that. Like we said it perfect, man. You give a bum, or I shouldn't even say a bum, but a man that's, you know, I mean, that's in need out in the streets, you know, and it's whatever they do with it, you know,
Right.
that's within our
Yeah. We have no
you
control over.
know, we have no control over that. But what we do have control of is how we conduct it and how we do it. So, like I said, we're all about building nations and building relationships. You know, we want to build the cities, we want to build the nations, not only here for because sometimes the people right here in the are locally, they expect a little, like you said, man. You try to give them $1 and they want $1.50. When over you go somewhere else, you know, they're $1 to them is like, wow, we could grow from this. So it's
Right.
about
It's,
growing.
they
It's
don't,
about
they
growing
don't ask
people.
for money no more. They tell you what they want. Like, let me get $2 or let me get $5.
Right. And it's just like, hold on here, bro. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, the gas is like $5, homie. You know what I'm saying? Let me stand in the corner with you, dog. You know what I'm saying? Shoot.
The funny thing about John is that there was a time where I had said, "Oh, I'm gonna send money," and then a situation happened to me, and then I couldn't do it, and I had to share with them, "I'm sorry, you know, like I have to take care of my home first, you know, my children." And which at times it happens like that. And he never, like, you know, some people when you can't send them money, like you guys were saying, they get mad. Oh my
Yeah, they
God.
don't understand. I'm telling homie today, Tweety, I can't. It's just the first this past, man. I got a few things next week.
Oh,
Oh man, what? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, man.
yeah.
Man,
And
you
so
feel
at
privileged.
that point, he was like, "No worry, sister. We'll pray for you." Like they were willing to support me in my situation,
She
you
said
know?
she can't find your Venmo. Maybe you wrote it wrong.
Let's see.
And you got to understand one thing too, man. When you go into these nations, a lot of these nations, they have children that are orphanage, right? Because of war torn
Right,
conflicts amongst, you
right,
know,
right.
especially in the African continent, European continent. Over here, it's, you know, it's uncommon too. But I ain't gonna say it's not a problem. But there's a difference between the United States and people who are orphanage in other countries, you know, Romania and so forth. They have to go through a harder difficult when it comes to uh, um, you know, money, finances, and so forth. And but it's due to a lot because of war torn countries, bad government. You know,
Right
they're
now, that war going on, I'm sure those
yeah. Oh
families
yeah, the
suffer.
wars going on and so forth. So during war, a lot of these children, you know, they become orphanage because their mother and their father are dying, and grandparents are old, and so next thing you know, sisters wipe out, and like you know, there's been a lot of war torn fights in Africa. You know, what I'm saying when it comes to nations out there, you know, and like I said, so you know, hopefully, man, you know, we could get into this guy and help him, you know, his people out and build a relationship basically, and maybe in a couple weeks or so forth, we could have him on here and he could demonstrate and show the children, you know, and build a relationship, man. Like I said, you never know when you're trying to open one door, God opens another. And next you know, we might be in Africa. I got my passport, Monica got hers. So, you know, we're set for the you know the
Passport,
stars,
you
man.
really are. Dang,
Uh-huh.
I've been BSing with that passport thing, man. Jeez
Oh
Louise.
man, that's everything, man. You know that it's just the passports just to let you know, let people know, man, that you could go across
Oh,
mostly every
yeah, you
continent
can make
across
it.
the world, man. You
Right,
know,
right.
that's just
I
it's
ain't
just an
gonna lie,
open door,
it's
huh?
been kind of shaky, like trying to leave the country because you kind of worried, like you know what I mean. A lot of stuff going on, man. But you know, I guess you just gotta have faith, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that's what I did, man. I left. You know, I was like my first time on a plane, 18 hours. Oh my god. You know, so it started off there. I even got stranded in Europe, man, to
Ooh,
tell you the
wait.
truth. You know, I almost didn't make it back, but you know, I do it again, all over again, to tell you the truth, because it was an experience, and it's not like you get in a car and you drive over to Mexico or you go over to Washington and so forth, man. We're going, you know, across the people, and you try to understand, and you get introduced to another people's or tribal how people live. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's the crazy part. You know,
How
you
did you, AD? How did you adapt when you went over to a different country? I know it was you were visiting and all that, but you had to adapt while you were there, and you even went through some trials and tribulations. How were you able to adapt? And did you ever get worried or anything? Like, you know what I mean? Like, being away from home and not knowing what to do.
Oh yeah, man. Especially in Mexico. Yeah, 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 yeah. You know, you just
But
get
I
out.
mean, like Mexico,
Yeah,
I mean,
you
when you
get
went to
out
Europe,
crazy out there.
different.
Oh, you mean Europe? You mean across? Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh man, come on, dude.
I thought you were talking about
Uh,
Mexico. I was like, yeah, 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 yeah. You gotta speak that Spanish, homie. You gotta speak that Spanish. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but Europe was a trip, man. I wasn't. You got to understand just the way, like it's the unknown. How we go out there and how we want to bless and these young children. That's the way it was. Like when on Europe, and I wanted to be blessed. I wanted to encounter something that I could say in my heart, in my mind, and to pretty much adapt it into my soul. That nothing and nobody can take away what I had going for me at that time. And with that time, it was just expected the unknown. I didn't know how this 8 days was going to handle. I wasn't prepared for it, to tell you the truth. Mentally, only to tell you the truth, I was prepared physically, but mentally, I wasn't really prepared because I didn't. When you go into the unknown, you expect something else. You see much TV, you see a lot of Hollywood, TikTok. You see a lot of social media and so forth. But when you finally get there, man, and you know how it starts with the journey, bro. Like, I leaving my wife and my daughter, like, hey, all right, see, they left me at the gate. They were like, I'll see you guys later. You know what I'm saying?
were you guys worried about him, Monica?
I was. It was hard. It was you. But the thing that, like, when he got home, when I had to go pick him up from the airport, he like jumped me.
He was happy, huh? He
Hey,
happy.
he's on back in. I'm touching the ground. I was like, "What's wrong?" Like, because I've never really
He
traveled
was
that.
happy, huh, bro?
Oh my God.
He hugged me and he
Never
kissed
been so happy in your life to see
me, and I was like, "What happened to you?"
little LAX.
It's yeah, it was like I said, man, it does something. My cousin even prepared me in that. He told me about it. He kind of prepared me emotionally. He's all like, bro, like, you're gonna go over there, you're gonna soak so much up. He goes, when you come back, he goes, you're gonna cry. And I was just like, yeah, whatever, She's like, you know what's going on. And she's like, it was just like a whatever thing to me. So, getting on that plane, imagine it started from there, because leaving Monica was just like, that was where it first started. So then now I'm by myself. I don't have my right hand man with me. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, man, we go through everything together. And not only am I going to be alone over there and just in Washington or New York, no, I'm going to be alone over there in freaking the other side of the world, bro. You know what I'm saying? Right. The other side of the world, Craig. So that's how the journey started, man. To get on the plane my first time, and it was going to be a 17-hour flight. That there was going to be a layover at the same time, and I didn't know how to function or navigate. Like
going to Africa, I think Africa is 15 hours. I don't know. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know how to. So not the not knowing is the scary part in life, and a lot of people's when we take our journeys, no whatever our journey is, when we go to school, or we're gonna have our first child, or when you're gonna be a correctional officer or a manager, or we always have that that hesitant and that doubt and that fear comes in. But once once you're committed, you have to go. I already I had a plane ticket. My cousin was already on his way. The day came. I couldn't sleep at night. So, I tried to stay up all night. And then after, I thought I was going to be able to sleep on the plane. So me and my cousin, we stood up all night. He goes, tomorrow, we're going to be on that plane tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Because my other cousin left earlier, so he goes, just picture yourself in that plane. So like I said, I left Monica. Boom, she was like, okay, babe, I love you. And then I felt a little emptiness. I was just like, man, this is probably gonna be the last time I ever see my wife, because you don't know, you're gonna get in a plane crash, you get kidnapped. You just don't know what life's gonna give you, man. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the journey. So, it's just like orphanage, man. You don't know what's gonna happen in your life. You don't have your mother, your father, you don't have no family, the not security and the not knowing, especially at a young age. I was a little elderly, but it's just like for young kids, not knowing it's the rougher part in life. Right. So I got on the plane, right? Right. Hopefully that out, because I was a little heavier back then, to tell you the truth, man. I didn't even know the seatbelt was going to fit on me, to tell you the truth, So I thought I was going to have to get a double seatbelt.
Heavier, man, to keep it real, man.
Hey, I'm just keeping it real, bro. I never been on a plane before. Like if you see me like from a year ago, like I lost a lot of weight, bro. It's just crazy. Right. So anyways, but I was mentally prepared, but I mentally distraught at the same time, but I had the heart. So, so I got in the plane, and then after, the first plane, when it flew up, I couldn't even believe it picked me up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I'm a big boy, dog. This plane got some power, dude, dog. So it picked us up, and the 280 passengers that were on it, we flew up, and that was like better than freaking free fall Magic Mountain, bro. Because once those engines are rumbling, dog, you're like,
right.
It's on and cracking, bro. I already knew at that tone, once the plane went up,
ain't no turning back.
Ain't no turning back, bro. That's how I knew. So, once we got to the top already, we're flying over so 1,000 feet. The journey was on. I landed in Atlanta. My cousin was right there. Thank God. We had an hour to catch our layover. When the door opened, he was waiting for me. He goes, I didn't even think you're going to let your fat butt on, brother. And we started just laughing. And then the journey continued with him. See, so it was an extensive. Now that I made it where he's at, now we're both together. And so that's what I'm saying. Two are better than one. We're ready for our excursion. We jumped on the next plane, and there was another 12-hour flight from there. So, we flew over. I already knew what was going to happen because I already got on this flight, so I already knew how the next flight was, but I didn't know how damn long that 12 hours that it was going to be.
So, like that's my fear about flying and traveling. It took me a while to get my passport because my husband, and that's what I'm saying. Like at that time, I didn't see the vision. I couldn't see beyond my situation, my circumstance, because I was limited in my mind. I couldn't go to another country. I wouldn't even know where to go, what to do. I was scared. I lived in fear because I was so used to being in a confined world in my mind, in prison, in just 4 blocks of my neighborhood that I used to hang out at. And anything outside of that was unfamiliar. It was scary. I was like, oh my God. But
most kids in most neighborhoods don't even go, like you said, past four block boundaries, in a big old city. You know what I mean?
Well, see, that's where their mindset is at. You know what I'm saying? We don't know, not within our 4-block community, man, within our city, to tell you the truth. I mean, people in California right here, especially in Southern California, we have the beach, we have the mountains, and they never even been to the mountains, never been to the beach, and they've been living here all their life. And I'm like, are you kidding me, bro? So to try to talk to somebody that, like when you say, some people have a bigger vision, they have a bigger destiny, a bigger heart. And that's what this is all about. I could actually see myself in Uganda, meeting this gentleman and meeting these orphanages, right? Because I have taken that journey already. I have already went. I already know how it is to conduct and to move and to navigate and how to wiggle out there. It takes a lot of, people just say like, oh, well, what you could do is get yourself, a plan, I'm saying, where, you go with your local travel agent and they'll set everything up for you but you still got to learn how to wiggle even when you get off the airplane, how to take a cab. You're dealing with foreign languages.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, foreign languages, different currencies. So to have a connection like with people, let's just say, God willing that you with this gentleman in Uganda, how you not going to know that he's not going to let us, stay with the children and so forth.
You get there, you got to check.
It's always good to have a connection as a resource because
don't get hijacked.
You got to check in. You know what I mean?
You got to check in, dog. When it comes to traveling, check in with Big D. You got to check in with Big D. I'll take you all the way, dog. You know what I'm saying? But look at my cousin. If you ask Monica, my cousin's been like to all the countries in Europe. He's been to Egypt. He's been to Israel. He's been to the Palestinian side. He's been to Machu Picchu, South America. My cousin that I went with, he's gone crazy, man. So there's no limit when it comes to doing with anything. If you want to do orphanage, if you want to go to school, the thing is you got to be willing. That's the main thing in life, man. You can have all the money and people, like I said, they don't even go to the local, they've never even been to the local museum. So, going across the world, it opened my eyes, and I was able to adapt and to meet and to get customized to different cultures. We're always talking about the cultura, our culture and stuff like that, and that's what involves, the experience of life. So when you go out to, and you get to see that you could be an asset to children who are in need, that don't have a mother or a father, that are not even born in the United States. You wonder why all these other countries want to come to this part of the world, and they want to be a part of this culture and this custom in the United States, because what it brings this country, supposedly brings a lot of stability. Because when I was in Europe, don't let me get you wrong, England was nice. It was cool, man. I was in Britain. They have a lot of history. People don't really understand the colonization and the colonizing of how this world even started getting adopted and started building, and people started growing from different continents to sea to signing sea. It started in Europe. A lot of our forefathers and our ancestors come from Africa, from Europe, descendants in the European colonies. The British were colonizer. The Spaniards. America was built on that. So we always.
That's why it was discovered. Wasn't nothing going on over here.
They don't understand that situation. So there's a bigger depth to what our identity is. What I'm saying? What it is that we don't know, and the reason and we don't know is because we don't take that time to learn. So me going out there and when I first landed, like I told you guys the last time, is when I first landed, I had a panic attack. I saw the big old plane. They kicked us out, and they're like, I told my cousin, what the hell are we going to do, dog? You know what I mean? Like, we're over here where it's 10,000 miles across the damn world, bro. We're across the world, Craig. You know what I'm saying? I looked at my cousin, and he had to slap me out of it. He's like, calm down. So, we had to regroup our thoughts, and from there, I went into gangbanging action, to tell you the truth, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because everything, when you go across nations, you take those big old steps, everybody to you, or to me, was a threat. You don't know, you don't know your surroundings. You don't know the area. It's bad enough, like, you get stuck over there somewhere in Texas, you don't know where it's at. But imagine getting stuck somewhere in Europe, dog. It's a big difference, bro. You know what I mean? So, you take these challenges, and you go by faith. And when my wife's talking about, and you got to understand these people's journeys. An orphan is an orphan in the United States is totally a different orphan from Uganda or Romania or so forth. There's different dimensions, same problems, but different scenarios, and what's going around is taking place. You got to understand, like I said, this is a richer country than Uganda is. So things are governed different. What I'm saying? Their policies and so forth are done different, but doesn't mean that people from across the world, that's how we facilitate and we help, and we get involved with these organizations, these orphanages, to contribute, and that's why people do it. It's not a bigger deed, because helping a guy in the corner right here locally is the same thing as helping somebody else across the world, man. But see, people want to adapt to that. They want to see, oh, well, I want to know where my money's going to. I want to be there. And that's where, like, Monica and we're at, like, hey, we want to be there. We don't want to just talk about it. We want to take the G-Lew show to freaking Uganda, Africa, bro. You know what I'm saying? Doing real stuff, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's we're worldwide. It's a getting involved, not only in our community, but being involved with the world.
That's a fact.
And that's what I'm saying. It's when you do something, you have to have the passion, because the passion is what's going to drive you.
Right.
You can't, some people want to do this or that, but they're not going to have that perseverance because there's no passion.
That's a fact.
You wake up in the morning, when I wake up in the morning, I'm thinking about those kids. I'm like, okay, what can I do today, Lord? How can I help them? How can I make their little world a little better? You know what I'm saying? And not only do I want to just send the money or be, support them, I want to leave a legacy.
You want to be a source, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to build some source, and what is a source?
If they don't have a mom, then I can feel that part. Even if I'm not the real mom, but at least I can show them love. I can show them support. That don't cost nothing.
Yeah.
Myself, and so that's where I'm at right now. And I was telling Robert, and he said, I said, let's go to Uganda. So we started looking it up and stuff and everything. And he goes, I'm down. I go, let's go to the orphanage and let's go experience their world. Like, that's the only way you're really gonna understand, right? He goes, but can I just say one thing? And I'm like, what? He goes, because in different and it's not a joke, but it was kind of cute, because in different cultures they have different food. And he's like, well, I'll just eat meat and rice if that's okay.
I know I'm real picky. Does Uganda? Hey, Denise said, "Can you confirm that?" I guess she sent it. She wants to see if you got it to know if it's everything's on point.
Let me
But
check.
Big D, did you guys check like besides the orphanage? Do they have like a nice tourist like things you guys can do as well over there?
Where
Yes,
locally
Yeah,
or in Uganda?
yeah, in
yes,
Uganda,
so that's what I want to. What I want to build there is to a water, like so they can have fresh water.
right?
That's my goal. My goal.
Right.
This is my prayer. This is what I want to make a way to where they're going to be
I heard Akon or someone was doing like that.
to build like a well right there, because you figure the word of God is a living water, but with living water we need the natural fresh water, because water is survival, water is life, and that's why the children die, because they don't have clean water.
Right. Yeah,
So
just clean water is a blessing. We take that for granted sometimes.
yeah,
Fresh running water.
Well, the thing is, like, let me get like from certain parts of Africa, the reason why you see a lot of those children with a big bloated stomach, it's not because they're starving, because if you're starving, your stomach ain't gonna be bloated, bro. It's gonna be skinny and you're gonna see flesh and bones, What it is they have a water pollution problem, They don't have treatment plants that are over there, so they're drinking dirty water with malaria and so forth, so they catch those diseases. So when you see a lot of these kids, they're just drinking unpreservative or unclean water. So they're still, when you get sick first, it always starts from the stomach. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You get stomach cramps, they got diarrhea, they get, they're always going to this, you know, uh, um, transition where they're sick.
Medi-Cal card. You want to use the Medi-Cal card?
Huh?
Oh, where's Memo?
I don't know. But yeah, that's part of, learning from there, because, the water's not treated. So it's just like, you have to have clean water in your body system, man. You get sick, right? You see people naked and afraid, man. They're out there and they got to boil their water and so forth, to make sure that it's clean, that they don't have no bad preservatives or something like that. It has to be diluted and heated and cleansed. It's just take all those bacterias out. So there's a lot of things why, you see things in other nations and sometimes it's presented the wrong way, but they have the food over there. It's just a lot of they don't have water filter or treatment plants, and the water's not filtered. So a lot of sickness and malaria and so forth. And that's how they get their bacteria and the diseases and stuff. But, like I said, we just saw this as an opportunity. Monica, she was just like, hey, I'm going to put this on the G-Lew show, so we could just see if we could bring awareness to this foundation. So I said, like, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. We were hoping to have the gentleman on but there's a time difference over there, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So maybe on another day we could do it a different day, have him on a Saturday or so forth. And then after bring him out here with his children, and maybe he could give his point and his version and be introduced to another part of the world where this part of the world hasn't seen yet, And that's how we're trying to do it, make differences and be advocates and be ambassadors to other nations. And like Monica says, that's our duty. Whether you're called to do it on your local streets right here in your local communities, or if you're called to go to across the world, bro. So I'm a type of man that's been in the streets a lot already. So I'm ready for the world, and I've been across the world too. So, you make yourself more acceptable, more, given an opportunity where like, hey man, maybe us as people, like I said, we could make our own organization, because the sky is the limit, right? We could become our own community, and we could take what we built here and take it over there, and we could all go as a, so everybody can see it for themselves, so everybody can be involved. We can have our own community, say, oh, this could be the G-Lew Show community, and we're giving to this organization. We have our own organization and our own foundation to do other things, not just to help people who are orphanage, but to help those in low poverty communities and so forth. We could be international and local. What's wrong with that? That's the kind of heart that my wife, she sees, and what we can do beyond past, certain things and all that. And we bring all the music, and we could bring everything that, what makes the world go round, basically.
That part.
Yeah, and so it's just, whether it doesn't necessarily have to be orphanages, but it's just the spirit of giving to where there's a need, because if the Bible says if there's a need and you see it and you can feel it, People say, "Oh, why ain't this?" And how come they don't help this and help that? How come? And I always tell people, like, if you bring it up, then you're the person to do it.
Yeah, it's always the people that say, "How come you don't? How come you don't help this part or help that?" Well, how come you don't? You know what I'm saying? How
Yeah,
come you don't get involved? Or
that's
just
I
like
always say it starts with yourself, man. It starts.
in life, today's topic is there's sayers and doers, eh? You know.
Oh, and I'm not going to limit myself with Uganda. I want to be able to help anybody, and the vision God given me. It's plain. Be a giver. And if you're
Right.
a giver, and it's the Bible says, make your vision plain so other people could run with it. Giving, anybody could run with that. And it doesn't necessarily have to mean, oh, my organization, his organization, because that's where division comes in. No, giving is giving of yourself, giving of love, giving of your time, giving of your talents, giving of your money. If we become more givers than takers, we'll live in a better world. Because how much they talk about all the money in the world, if those people who are rich were givers, none of us would be without.
Right.
So
That's a fact. That's a fact.
it's giving. That's why I'm on here, is because I want to be, because you know what? God gave to me. He gave me his life so I can have my life in him. And so I'm just extending what the Father has given me to other people. And it's vast and it's so big that right now what I'm doing, my mind can't even wrap around what's to come. And that's the thing. It's coming. I'm just a vessel. I'm nobody. I just want to be able to give what God has given me, and he's going to multiply it. It takes a seed. It's like when you plant a seed in the ground, right? You got people water, you got to water it. It needs sunlight. Then he's the one who does the increase.
No, not only that, make sure if you're gonna give, be a cheerful giver. Don't give out of despite, eh?
Preach. Preach.
Yes, cheerful giver, and if you're not going to be a cheerful giver,
Be like, you're gonna get here's your $2. You're gonna be like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like, Jesus, man, people are just struggling, dog.
one of
It's
my
gonna be my gas money right here, man. It's my chocolate.
They give you a whole speech before he give you the $2 on it. Right?
Hey, one of my friends at church, she told me something one time because it was hard for her to give. Yeah, I do. I'll show it right now. It was hard for her to be a giver, to give her money, and so she goes, and it was so funny, and I laughed so hard, right? Because she goes, girl, I put it in and I run. And that's where I started. She goes, I just run up there and give it and run because I don't want to give.
Wow.
And I said,
it's funny though. It's funny when on the streets we were big givers, man. You know what I mean? We'll give the dope man everything. You know what I'm saying? Be all this, it's funny. It's crazy. We'll give the casinos all our money, dog, and get nothing back, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just sometimes you have an opportunity to give somewhere else, man, and you learn. Sometimes I had a hard time with that a long time ago. As far as not giving. But accordingly, the way sometimes how we're supposed to give, But like you said earlier, it's not giving is not always a portion of money. Giving is about your time. You give your time. You devote yourself. It's all about devotion. Towards God or to humankind. To be honest with you, man, have a gratitude. Just just saying hi to somebody is a way of giving. It's the attitude that comes behind it. So like like I said, you never know. Like she just showed me this Instagram and about this gentleman this past week, to tell you the truth. Yeah.
Okay.
I know I've been seeing her late at night and she's cuddled up and she's crying in the bed or she's all laughing and giggling. I'm like, babe, what are you doing, eh? You know what I'm saying? So like, what the freak, eh? So I don't know if she's watching a movie or something, dude. You know what I mean? I'm like, I hear her crying and her whiffles, and I'm just like, I'm over here watching my sports and watching, my peeps on Instagram, on YouTube myself, and I see her crying and she's over there laughing, giggling, and I was just like, and she just hit me up and she told me like, hey, babe, look at this orphanage, it's pretty cute, and I've been talking to them for a whole year, and I've been like, what the heck? You've been cheating on me? So I was just like, I thought she was cheating on me with the homie, dog. You know what I'm saying? But she's all, no. It's just like, he's in Uganda. I was like, your boyfriend's in Uganda, dog? Like, I was just like trippy, fool.
Hey, let me put this video real quick. Hold on.
Hold up.
All right, that's it, man.
I know.
So what I saw, so like I said, she showed me this week, and I was looking for authenticity, bro. Like, make it authentic, girl. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And she showed me, and he actually called her last week or a couple of days ago. So that's how I was just like, wow. And she was showing him all the kids, and she was showing the kids, and I was like, wow, this is the person. And she's all, yeah. So I was just like, man, that's pretty crazy,
But yeah, so that's pretty much what I wanted to share today. And I'm just grateful for everybody. Thank you, Denise. I'm confirming I got, a couple of love offerings for them, and I will be sending it to them, and I will give you the proof that I send it to them, just, to make sure that it went to the right place. And then, when he does, whatever they receive, if they're able to do a little Easter thing, I'll send you guys the videos. I'll send you guys like what is it called when what is it? What word am I using?
Confirmation?
Oh, just just to see what your giving did for the children. Like a video or picture.
Feedback. Yeah. You send
it. They said, do you have an email, Monica?
Yes, I do. Let me put it on there.
Put it on there.
We could, like I said, anything else after this, we could, I could show the video. I could go live, like, putting the money into this guy's, account, this organization. And then I say, properly, hopefully that it's a legitimate, which I'm pretty sure it is. We're just taking chances. We're going by faith. We're just going by faith, people. You know what I'm saying?
They said, honestly, I just found out this week about this guy. That was funny.
What guy?
about the people she's dealing with.
Hey, let me rebuttal that, okay?
Okay, so is this...
Oh man!
Tell me, Pops, is she dating this guy? And I just can't.
No, but just the fact you just like, I just found out this week what's going on.
Right? You know why? Because God leads you to certain things, and there's certain things I can't share until it's timing. And so when God entrusts you with people, He tells you more. And so there's times where whatever compassion or call God has called me to, not everybody can see it. And I have to.
There's a lot of things Monica holds from me. She don't tell me everything.
Because first of all, even though He's my husband, God. He's ultimately first. And it's not that I'm disrespecting my husband. It's just that the timing.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready yet. Yeah, I get it.
So He'll say, okay, it's time. And I'll be like, okay. And then I'll say it, and I'm like, well, I've been talking to him since last year.
Yeah, I have security issues, babe. You should know that already. Next time you let the homie know, make sure you let the big homie know first, okay? Because I got insecurity issues right now with you.
No, but you're growing. Look at how you
look at you already love the Lord already. You love Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? Who you love this? Who else do you love? You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's funny.
Oh my God! How you not to be? When you said his name was Jesus, I was like, oh, this what girl? You know what I mean? It's like she's real. You're on Chi-Town, dog. You know what I'm saying? Don't be shy about it, baby.
Oh man.
Let me know so I get. You know what I'm saying? Like I need a lover too. You know. Imagine this. Hey homie, like I said, hey, I better make sure it's a hey, Pop. I better make sure it's an organization too. I better make sure it's an orphanage, dog. You know what I mean? Like I said, hey, she's been doing this for a while, dog. I see her in the corner giggling. She's all crying and being emotional. I just thought about her right now. She's like, who is this Vato, eh? I'm gonna do a cavity search, babe. After this show, you better show me this guy's Instagram.
Right now, he's on here.
Let me talk to him real quick. Let me talk to this guy, man. You know what I mean?
You're gonna meet him personally. Remember that. Hey, joy of the Lord. The joy is the joy of the Lord. Just help our souls.
Man, bro. What kind of organization are we running here, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Damn. Woo! Exactly. Oh my God. But like I said, you know, it's pretty cool, man. You never know what you're going to be a part of. You know, it's big endeavors for, you know, hopefully big opportunities, not only for my wife and for everybody else too. You know, like I say, I would love to bring this gentleman on, and
I know you would. Like, not only for us, for you too. Like,
yeah. You know, not only for you know what I'm saying. Yeah, talk to. Matter of fact, dog. Matter of fact, man, it's about 7:00 in the morning over there. Call him. You know, hey, G-Lew, this is a big G-Lew show. We love you guys. We'll talk to you guys later. You know what I'm saying? We gotta call this guy right now, dog. You know what I'm saying? We're about to go ballistic on this bad boy, dog. You know what I'm saying? Just it started off as an orphanage organization, dog. Now it's gonna end up as a killing zone. Tell you the truth, dog. You know, like whoa.
You see why, G-Lew? You see why I can't tell?
All right, yeah. I didn't make any. I'm sorry. All right, go ahead.
Can't take me nowhere.
Ahead of time.
Matter of fact, put that number up. See, the homie will call, dog. You know what I mean? Maybe from collect call from Uganda right now, dog. Straight up. Dog.
Hey, I wouldn't even be on here if I would have told him before. He would have.
Yeah, you're gonna do me worse than freaking worse than Will Smith and freaking and Chris Rock, dog. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a worse show right here, you know? My true lover. You know, I found out, man.
I feel like I fulfilled my task and obedient to God in what, you know, for these children. And I mean, there's no words, G-Lew, for allowing me to do this. And DD and all the supporters out there and everybody who gave DD. Everybody who gave, you know, thank you. I'm about to, as soon as I'm done here, it's going straight to them because Easter's coming. And then when, you know, they're going to show, hopefully he's going to get them, whether it doesn't matter, food, water, you know what I'm saying? He usually sends me videos because I just sent him something in the video. I have a video, but I'll show it another time, that he saw the kids, they were all dancing and, you know, like, and it just brings joy to my heart to know that I can go to sleep at night and know that these kids won't be hungry, you know, and if it's $5 here and there, $10, $20, you know, but I believe that God has blessed me with
But
them.
doesn't he have a
They're away in Uganda. I have adopted them in my heart. And this is not just for this segment. This is going to be a relationship for the future. And I want to watch them grow up. I want to know them. I want to see what, you know, where they're going to go in life and see if I can help them get out of the situation, provide for their education, whatever it is. If it's in my hands and I can do it, and it's gonna, I really want to do that for them. And I might not be able to help all of them, but I mean, you know, if I help one, I'm happy.
Right.
Okay, so does this guy right here, this gentleman, he has a Venmo too or something like that, right?
Yeah, no, but I have his Venmo. I'll send it to his Venmo. It's on there. But so the thing is this, it's hard for them because they're in Africa. They have different cash apps. So it's like they have some weird name. Like he sent me some and I'm like, oh, I don't have that. He's like, what about this? He has PayPal. You could do Western Union. There's a lot of other ways, but since I've already done it, it's a trusted thing. He received the money, he confirmed it, you know, and all this. So I can do it if people are like, they don't want to do it with him, I can do it, on my own app, and then
Yeah,
I'll
I think next time what we want to do
You guys
is
can set up your own.
you communicate and then bring his own cash app on here. That's what we could do.
IG. I put his IG in the. This was just for tonight because we weren't really prepared. It was kind of like a first thing for me. So I put his IG in the comments so they can go on his IG and if they want to donate later in the future. People who come on here who haven't been on here, people who watch it after this, they can go
Well,
on
the
his.
thing is that the thing is, not to interrupt, is that we were just hold on, babe. The thing is that we're supposed to just introduce what this gentleman was about, and next time bring him on, where whether it's him or the children, whatever, by himself, then he could put up his, give us a little bit of what he does and introduce himself and so forth, and then from there go from he could send his donations, information and so forth like that, right?
Right, I get it. So it won't be like it's secondhand and people don't know
Yeah,
what's
but
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. So this one was real quick because Monica, like I said, I thought she was in when she thought.
She was presenting it, but Big D saying like he can speak for himself at the same time on getting people involved, I guess.
Yeah. Well, what it was. We were going to take a minute for it, but she wanted to do it before Easter, so she kind of just like, hey, we could just get it out right now, and then we could send or she could send the money over there, and then we could just confirm it and put all that in publications and let everybody know it. Because I could do that when she puts the money and so forth. Then I could go to my live and say, hey, this is what's for the organization that night that G-Lew did on Monday. This is how much that we got. This is how much was sent. And then hopefully he could come back and we could get a video from him, which he usually does. So people who send him donate to him, he usually does a reaction video. Thank you, people from this part or this organization or this Monica and the people on G-Lew show and so forth. So that's where, and then hopefully in the near future, we could get him along and bring him aboard on the live, and he can introduce us to him and his organization and the children.
Got you.
And actually, he just texted me. He's sharing your show with other people too.
Oh wow!
So yeah. So he texts me. Says,
shout out to everyone in Africa if you guys can see us.
Yeah, Uganda, hi Africa. That's what we're saying. So these are the kind of doors that we want to open and be involved in, and that's why I say this channel, my channel, or international group. So it's about not only giving your time or your money, but just saying get involved and spread what's taking place right here, and on this platform and in our platform and how we conduct ourselves on the show and represent it.
So, but and that's the thing. If you're willing to like you, G-Lew, you're putting your heart out there and your work, and you're being a giver by allowing us to come on this platform. You don't know what God has for you. You don't know an open door that can open for you. Everybody can be blessed by this, not just one person or them or us or whoever. You don't know. Maybe someone might see you and say, "Hey, G-Lew, we'll fly you to Africa." You don't know. You know the seeds that you're planting out.
I mean, I already knew anything with me. That's what I said earlier. I meant that anything that has to do with something giving or something positive, anything that I could be a part of, I'm always gonna be up front and center because that's what it's supposed to be about. You know what I mean? So yeah, as soon as you said that, I was all for it. Regardless, because that's what it's about, and that's doing my part, whatever part it is. Like you said, whether it's just presenting this platform, I did a part.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And God's a rewarder. Trust me. But that's all I have to say. I don't really have more to say, but that I'm thankful and I'm grateful and I love you guys and I love everybody, Dee and Nay and Vanessa and Denise and Steve and everybody on this platform, everybody who is here representing, everybody who is here just sharing the love. And I'm so grateful for you guys and I appreciate everything you guys do, everything you guys did today. It doesn't matter the amount, but I mean, at least I could go away saying, that they could have something. And that's what my heart is blessed tonight for that. And G-Lew, thank you so much. And of course, my husband, I told him you have to get on there. I need help. And
you know what it is, man. You know what it is. You know what I'm saying?
He represented tonight. You spoke some real stuff, Big D, too, as well. So Glad to have you on as always. Let's talk about it. I'm glad we had this platform. We never know what direction we're going, but it's always going to be something positive like this. So thank you, Monica.
Yes. And just want to say hi to my children out there. I love you guys. And John, hi. I'll talk to you soon. And you can talk to my husband too.
Yeah, because it's
For
gonna
sure.
be problems now. But we'll that's for another time. Everything should be good.
Yeah. Sounds good. It sounds
Hold
good.
up. All right.
Hold up.
Well, I think that's a wrap. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Let's talk about a special edition featuring Monica. If you missed anything, go back, watch it, share it. You know what I mean? Get all the information. We put all the information in there so you can get at Monica personally. You can help out whatever way you can. We appreciate the love. Hope you guys got something from this or learned something or just felt a way to be a giver. You know what I mean? And you'll be blessed. So thank you again, everyone. Thank you, Monica.
Thank you, G-Lew. I love you, brother. Talk to you later.
Back.
Bye.
All right. Peace and love. Everyone have a good week. We are out of here. Peace and love.